Anyway, so this is what we're looking at today, chat room. Before you get mad and say, Sajam, why does an X or Y sandwich exist on the tier list? There's a Twitter post that was going around called Encyclopedia of Sandwiches. So when trying to create a sandwich tier list, there was no, there wasn't like a good sandwich tier list maker. Well, it got cut and put over here. So we have a limited sample size here, obviously, right? It's only these 40 sandwiches from this meme image. So if the sandwich you know and love is not on here, it's not my fault, all right? This is just the sandwich tier list that was provided with me. If you can provide a more complete version, sure. But, you know, at the same time, there comes a cutoff at some point, because the sandwiches are so good that there's going to be like, you know, there's a 40 sandwich list. There's going to be like 30 in S tier. First and foremost, if I haven't had the sandwich or I haven't had like a good version of the sandwich, I probably will not place it. So yeah, where should we even begin? I was thinking we should just start at number 1, right? But I feel like there's so many heavy hitters at the top row here that I don't even know if it's worth starting at number 1. Peanut butter and jelly is actually a great sandwich. This sandwich right here, this is actually a great sandwich to start with. I think PB&J, I love peanut butter and jelly. It's like such a classic staple sandwich. I think it's an A tier sandwich probably though. I love peanut butter and jelly. It's one of my favorite sandwiches, but it has a time and a place. There's a lot of variations on this, right? The peanut butter and bananas, or like, you know, what is it, honey? People use honey on there. There's all kinds of shit, right? This is a fantastic sandwich, but you know, when thinking about all the other great sandwiches on there, I think the S tier stuff is going to be mostly savory sandwiches. We'll see how the rest of the list shapes up and where it ends up. Let me think about BLTs. What do you got? I think BLTs is a classic. I know people love BLTs. It's either a solid B or an A. I don't think the BLT can go in A tier for me though. It has a potential. A BLT, you know, anything with tomato, it's always going to have the risk of being too soggy. I can't ride or die with the BLT all the way to A tier or S tier, you know what I mean? There's better sandwiches that have all these ingredients. Like, for instance, bacon, egg, and cheese. Bacon, egg, and cheese, right? It has bacon on it. It's certainly higher than a BLT. Speaking of which, S tier, bacon, egg, and cheese. That's pretty free to me. I don't even live on the East Coast, and the bacon, egg, and cheese is S tier free. And yeah, it's got to be nerfed. It's so good. It's S, but PB&J is also S. I'm on the fence about PB&J. I love it. It's one of my favorite sandwiches in the world, but I have to think about it critically, you know? Speaking of broken, grilled cheese, I think grilled cheese is S tier for sure. Think about the amount of both of these sandwiches, right? Think of the amount of variation on both. Grilled cheese, you could have like, you know, fancy cheese. You can get a nice bread. You can put some kind of protein in there like bacon or like ham or turkey or whatever the fuck you want on a grilled cheese. You can put something in there like get fancy with it. You could have some kind of soup with it. Like, there's a lot of things that complement it, right? It's a very versatile sandwich. I think both of these are really good. They're cheesing it up at the top. Another sleeper, and I don't know how many people love this sandwich. It's one of my favorite sandwiches. I'm a big fan of it. I'm gonna skip number 3 temporarily and go straight to 4. Banh mi. I think banh mi's are S tier. First of all, it's just right out of the gate. You've got the baguette, but then you get all those delicious veggies, and then you can pick what kind of protein you want in there. That's why it says meat here. You can put all kinds of different meat. You want pork, you want beef, you want whatever you want in that bad boy. You want to make it veggies only? Veggies only. Yeah, it's a Vietnamese sandwich, in case you guys don't know. Banh mi's are dope. I want to go somewhere that's going to take us a while. French dip. French dip, I think, is a very easy sandwich to fuck up. You really need something that's sturdy to handle this, and you really need the insides to justify dipping a sandwich. So if it's a great French dip, it's gonna go in S, right? A lot of these sandwiches, if they're perfect, they could be an S. Like, we just start putting everything in S, you know what I mean? Like, if they're done right. But we're just saying, like, in general, what do we think of these things, right? Okay, let's look down here. Bologna Sandwich. That seems right. It's either a C or a D. I don't know if I want to go fuck around and put it in D already. That seems a little harsh. Even look at this version. It says bologna and mustard. There's cheese on there, but it's not even recognized in this. D. Yeah, you guys are probably right. There's some stuff on here that I don't have a lot of experience with, like cucumber tea. I don't know what this is. Like, I've not had this. Where can we go? Maybe ham and cheese. Ham and cheese seems like a good spot. Po' boy. I think if I was gonna grab the po' boy, I'd put it up here. I don't know exactly where it falls in there. It's either an S or an A. It's a fantastic sandwich. French dip gets knocked for possible screw up, but po' boy gets S. You bring up a good point. Po' boys could go wrong. It's also a tomato. It's got the tomato on its chassis. And also, not everybody's a fan of seafood, right? The po' boy it's a drifter, I think, here, right? I think it's better than the French dip. It hurts to put it at A, but I can recognize that it's probably necessary. You want to hear the thoughts on a cheesesteak? Cheesesteak is fantastic, right? It's a really good food. Is it good enough to go to S? I don't know that the ceiling is really impressing me so much that I need to put it at S. It's like top of A, probably potential S tier. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where I've got it. The thing about a cheesesteak is, I think the lows, from my experience, the lows are still very good. The floor is very hung. Okay, I want to talk about one. Does anybody know about Thanksgiving? Turkey stuffing and cranberry sauce. Now, I don't know that I've had a Thanksgiving sandwich. I've had leftover turkey sandwiches after Thanksgiving and stuff, but the ingredients list here, think about the context of a Thanksgiving sandwich. Stuffing on a sandwich just seems like overkill, doesn't it? It's a bit gimmicky to me. I think the turkey by itself with some other quality ingredients has a higher chance. If this said like leftover Thanksgiving turkey and dealer's choice, I would put it up. It's good. I agree, it's good. But like, I'm thinking low B or high C right now. This is so biased. Well, part of making a tier list is it has your opinion, yes. Grilled cheese is nothing but gimmicks. A grilled cheese is nothing but gimmick. It's cheese and bread. It's like the most fundamentally sound. Yeah, like you can teach a 10-year-old to make a grilled cheese. Like, that's not a gimmick at that point. You can disagree with its placement, right? But it's my list. It's not your list. Okay, where were we? Ham and cheese. B tier, it's like solid. This is like a real ham and cheese is either B or a C probably, right? It's like the most basic. Maybe it doesn't unseat BLT, but these two, to me, these two are like, they're family. These two are next to each other. The floor on a ham and cheese is pretty bad, but does it deserve to go down to Thanksgiving? Does that mean that Thanksgiving deserves to go down to bologna and ham and cheese deserves to go there? That might be the correct move, actually. I'll think about this. We'll come back to this. Let's go to Italian sub. Meats, the vinegar, oils, onions, lettuce, hot peppers. Italian sub is hitting either A or S tier for me. I just don't know which. I think an A tier sounds like right in my head. Maybe right here. I could see it up here. The Italian subs are so good, right? Like, it's such a strong sandwich. You can't, with these ingredients too, it's hard to fuck it up in my head, but I guess it's possible. High floor, low ceiling. Yeah, it's such a great sandwich. It's so well-rounded to me. Italian subs beast. Okay. Let's go back down here. Meatball sandwich. It's either, in my head, it's either B or C. Someone said ultra S tier. I don't know about that. It's a little sloppy. It's a very basic sandwich, and it accomplishes a lot very quickly. It fills you up. The bread, okay, so part of it is the bread has to be thick, right? You need a bread that can handle being slathered in sauce and cheese and meatball, right? So you need a thick bread to handle this. You have a thick bread with meatball and like the marinara, whatever sauce is in there, right? And the cheese. And there's not a lot of else going on. The sandwich is almost never awful, but it's not gonna wow you. It's just it's kind of a mess. It's guaranteed to fill you up. It's guaranteed to be good. You're gonna be like, wow, that was great. Meatball sandwich, man. You're not gonna move for like an hour after, but B seems right for the meatball sub. I saw a lot of people talking about gyros. I don't know where everybody's gonna have this. I think it either lands in A or potential S. It's so good, right? Like, it's so fucking good. And also, the other thing about gyros is I've had them like all over the world. I've even had like an airport gyro and been like, that was pretty good. That's a good sign for a sandwich, right? It's a very, very, very reliable, very good sandwich. That's what I think. And I think the lovely Al Wiantano dropped it. That's what I'm saying. Can you believe anybody in here was slandering a grilled cheese at all, by the way? Imagine. Let's think now. Pulled pork? As much as I love pulled pork, I do sometimes worry that I would rather just eat the pulled pork with like coleslaw and whatever else, not on the bread. I almost don't want it to be a sandwich. If it's that good, I almost kind of just want to eat the barbecue by itself. The pulled pork is the hard carry. The sandwich element of it, to its credit still, the combination of like coleslaw and the barbecue sauce, like a good barbecue sauce, whether it's sweet or whether it's spicy, in either situation is really, really good. If the bread is bad, it can hurt it, right? Because you just want the pulled pork because it's delicious. If the bread is fantastic, I don't feel like it really brings much to the table. It's either an S or an A. I don't know which. I'm thinking A. If I'm ever in a place where I can get a beast pulled pork sandwich, I almost always would rather just get all the barbecue on the side. I don't want to fill myself up with bread, kind of. I just want the delicious barbecue, and I want a round genie. Let's see here. Somebody brought up egg salad the other minute. I'm not a huge egg salad fan, guys. I know somebody out there, this is their favorite sandwich. I'm thinking either C or a B. I think egg on sandwiches is much, much better in other variations. And the supporters are lettuce and mayo. That's what you got with it on white bread. It's not for me, I'm sorry. If you love egg salad, no problem, but it's not for me. Patty melt, right? Ground beef patty, cheese, caramelized onions, patty melt. Again, similar to a cheesesteak, the floor is pretty high. That being said, I don't think it quite hits in the same way as a cheesesteak does, maybe. This is a fatty, greasy sandwich you're committing to here. It's not gonna wow you. It's what you get when it's like, 11 p.m. in a diner or something. Low A potential, but I think it sits at a solid B. In fact, I would put it above the BLT for sure. It's B tier. It's not, you're not taking this home, but at the same time, when you need something to just hit the gut, you know what I mean? You don't want to eat a sandwich that'll end up in your stomach and give you nutrients. You need something that'll hit the gut. That's kind of what I think about as a patty melt. It's not for your body, it's for your gut. And that's okay. The thing is, chat room, even the sandwiches that are in B and C tier, and even this one in D tier, I don't know about the other one, even all those, I'm down for all of them. What's next? Tuna melt? I like tuna melts. Again, seafood. Seafood can put some people off. I'm thinking of tuna melts at B or C. I think we can put the melts together maybe. Is the tuna melt better than the patty melt? I think I'm happy with it here. It could go up. Get fried chicken out of the way. Here's the thing. Fried chicken on a sandwich is a little delicate. If the fried chicken is good enough, I just want to eat it, right? But the benefits of being in a sandwich is that you can couple it with like sauces a little bit better. You can like this sandwich example, it has like lettuce and pickles and like whatever else is on there. The floor can be quite bad, right? It could be in a pretty rough spot. It's between bottom of S, top of A. You know what I mean? It's like, that's where I've got it. Okay, Reuben. The Reuben is a classic sandwich. I love Reubens. I think I can feel pretty comfortable about putting a Reuben in S. Now, where in S is the question, right? I think it might pass both of those. Maybe it doesn't pass the Euro. I think it might. Reuben is C tier? Oh, hell, somebody get your mans. I think I can maybe put it over the Euro. It's got the sour clout, bro. It's going way up there. The lobster roll. Another seafood sandwich. No seafood sandwich has made it to S tier yet, actually. I love lobster rolls, too. Like, if we're at a place and they have lobster rolls, I feel I'm always down. The problem is, you can have some pretty whatever lobster rolls. I think I can leave it there for now. Chicken salad. Chicken salad sandwich? Okay, that was easy. I don't think I've had really this sandwich. I don't know if I can place it. I don't even know. I haven't had this either, the tonkatsu sandwich. Like, I've had tonkatsu, but I've not had like a sandwich with it. What about turkey club? Seems like a pretty solid sandwich. Turkey, lettuce, tomato, bacon, mayo. This is, to me, just an improved BLT, right? Low A seems like an okay spot. Turkey club's either here or over here, I think. Turkey club's a solid sandwich. A torta. This is a tough one for me to rate. I haven't had that many. Although I think every time I've had one has been pretty good. The only reason I don't want to put it in S is because I don't think I've had enough to justify it. And I feel like I'd be more comfortable putting it somewhere in A. Like right here, right around the Italian sub, I think I can put it right here. You need a revote for PB&J. Where do you want PB&J to go? S+? I love PB&J too. You guys don't understand. PB&J is one of my favorite sandwiches. I just don't know that I can put it in S tier. You cannot fuck up a PB&J. I think there's a lot of sandwiches on here that could be fucked up. You actually can't fuck up a PB&J, right? If you do, I don't know what to tell you. You can fuck up anything at that point. Bagel with lox. What is lox? Yeah, it's like cured salmon, I guess, is what you call it. Is it smoked or is it cured? Is it the same thing? Bagel with lox, I think, is probably up here. You can't put it lower than an A. And that shit's facts. You can't put it lower than an A. It's either S tier or A tier. I feel like that doesn't even need an explanation. Have you had a bagel with lox? If you've been to any place with a beast bagel shop and had lox with cream cheese and onion and tomato and whatever the little green things are, I don't even know what those are. Capers? Yeah. I actually can't even begin to understand saying bagels are bad. Bagels are not bad. You really can't hate on a bagel. Bagels are level 9 jaw workout. You got weak ass jaw. You'll never make it in this world. No chin having ass, weak ass jaw having ass, can't even eat a bagel on the corner having ass. Bodega, brodega, ain't having no dega having ass. You making shit up over there. You making some shit. Yeah, you go chew some bubble gum for a few hours, bro. Come back when you're ready. Fair enough. You don't like bagels, that's fine. I mean, the point of a list like this, right? The point of a list like this is like, we all have our own opinions, you know? Fried chicken gets beat by bagel with lox, I think. Sorry. Falafel pita, veggie and hummus. Those seem very similar to me, I'll be honest. Falafel pita, C tier. I can't, in good nature, put falafel pita in C tier. I love falafel is ass? Bro, you said falafel is ass? What the hell? Falafel is delicious, first of all. And it's pita bread, which you already can't go wrong. But only a falafel pita sandwich does sound a little weak to me, I gotta say. Any kind of food that has falafel, anything that has pita bread, anything that has hummus, I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm already repping. That shit is fantastic. There's a reason that we got the gyro up there already. You know what I mean? A falafel pita, I feel like, is something that I'm scraping together while eating like this food, right? Like I have falafel and pita bread and hummus and all this other stuff, and I scrape it together and eat it. I don't feel like I want to order a falafel pita sandwich. I think in its weight class, I already have a gyro, which is not quite the same, but it's in the same kind of extended area. I think a B seems okay. I think maybe above the meatball sub. It's B or an A. It can probably hang out right by the melts. In between the melts, it can get sandwiched by the melts. What's next? Italian beef? Fantastic sandwich. That being said, it's not going up all the way at the top, though, I don't think. This is not reaching for the stars. If an Italian sub didn't make it, I don't think an Italian beef is going to make it. I don't think it can go in B tier. I think B tier seems a little too low. I think A tier seems much more reasonable. You can't really fuck this up. Grease, big beef, chunks of big green peppers and onions, some good sauce in there. You think it goes above the French dip? They're similar to me in a lot of ways. Like what I want out of these sandwiches feels similar to me. If I could, I feel like I would put them even. Somebody were really ride or die that I talk about the caprese. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's a very good sandwich. You can have it with meat. You don't have to have it without it. I don't know if it's going to make it to A tier, though. I think actually almost every time I've had it, there's been no meat, and I think it's still great. This is, again, another tomato sandwich. It can be a compromising element of a sandwich, right? It can make it very soggy, but I think the amount of other, like, sauces, and then you have, like, the thick cheese on here, and, like, kind of the bread this bread's like a toast almost, a lot of the times when you have this. So it sort of absorbs the moisture of it. It's better grilled cheese. I don't want to hear that kind of shit again. I don't know if I can put this sandwich that high. I feel like it belongs high B though. Let's think. So a lot of these I haven't placed because I haven't had very many, right? Like cucumber tea, I don't know what this is. The Kentucky hot brown, I can't say that I've had this. Brocadillo, I'm not familiar. Tonkatsu, I've had a tonkatsu sandwich, but it doesn't look like this. So I'm not even sure if it's the same thing. This jambon sandwich I haven't had. I don't think I've had this either. So the ones that I have had is it cuts off here at liverwurst, essentially. Yeah, I'm sure that these sandwiches are great. I just haven't had them. So if I haven't had them, I can't safely place them on the list, right? Roast beef. All right, roast beef sandwich. I'm a big fan of roast beef. However, we've already gone up the list with a sandwich that shares many similar qualities, including bread, and I think just does it worse. I don't think I can safely place this in the tier as the same as the pulled pork. I don't know that it's going to A tier. You know what I mean? I'd say a roast beef sandwich is one of those sandwiches. It's just a greasy deliciousness that I can fuck with. I think, though, that it's probably either a B tier or C tier sandwich. I feel pretty okay with B tier. Yeah, the roast beef is a worse French dip, I think. To me, it's looking like BLT and meatball need to go down to ham and cheese tier. Hey, Sajam, cool list, but I'm sorry to say that egg salad sandwich D tier position render the whole list invalid and your opinions to be discarded. Wow, I didn't know that people over the age of 65 got off Facebook and came to Twitch. Hey, thanks very much. Tell your grandkids I said hey. We got to play some more stuff that I've had. Liverwurst sandwich. This seems like a good addition to the D tier. I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of liverwurst. I think that as a sandwich, there's a lot better sandwich meats, and whatever you're gonna pair liverwurst with, it's just okay. Like if I'm at a place that has liverwurst, that's gonna be fantastic. There's so many better. Like if I'm at a deli and it has liverwurst, why would I not just get like a Reuben? I don't think it's great. Cubano. Cubano sandwiches fuck, actually. I'm surprised I haven't placed this yet. Cubano sandwiches are very good. Cubanos are really good. It's definitely, I think it's S tier. I think the Cubano is at least here. Is it above the Gyro or the Reuben? I don't think it's above the Reuben. So it's around here. It's in one of these two positions. I think I can put it here. Monte Cristo, let me think. It is a strange sandwich, huh? It's savory and sweet, which is like a very weird combination of things. On one hand, it's a really good sandwich, but on the other hand, it's very particular. I don't want a Monte Cristo all the time. Like, think about all these S tier sandwiches, right? Like, a lot of these you can just eat. You can't eat this every day. A tier, grilled cheese is there because this is an everyday sandwich, right? Like, you can have a grilled cheese anytime. Grilled cheese fucks, right? No matter what's happening in the world, the grilled cheese fucks. You can't go wrong. You can put anything in it. The grilled cheese can be as fancy or as simple as you want. I'm feeling for the Monte Cristo. Does it pass the PB&J barrier? I think maybe it gets blocked. It gets blocked out here. It gets walled by the PB&J for its everyday eating issues. You can't count on Monte Cristo. Yeah. So this is the last sandwich that I've had that I need to place. Veggie and hummus. I don't think the veggie and hummus sandwich is making it very high. I love veggies. I love hummus. The thing is that I would want all of these things without it. I don't want this on a sandwich. I would rather have the veggies with hummus. I think it belongs top of D maybe. I don't think I can put the veggie and hummus I don't think I can go too high. Ham and cheese is the great barrier. You think it's worse than the Thanksgiving? You're right. Thanksgiving sandwiches without all this weird shit could be better. The most important part about the sandwich tier list is that any of these sandwiches, when made correctly, are fantastic. Sandwiches are such a good food that the majority of my list is in S and A tier, right? Like, I have so many fucking sandwiches at the top of the list because they're that good. Now, is there anything that needs to move around here is the question. Is there a lot of stuff that needs to do jumping? Bacon, egg, and cheese and grilled cheese at the top. How do I feel about that? That seems right to me. The more I think about the bacon, egg, and cheese, the more I think about the grilled cheese. They're fantastic. Travesty to me? Nah, they're so good. Bacon, egg, and cheese, you just can't go wrong. Explain the ham cheese on C tier. Ham and cheese? It's a pretty average sandwich. Nothing fancy. Cheese is a no-no for me. Oh, then you're gonna have trouble with sandwiches in general. You got like 5 things on this list that you can eat if you're like lactose intolerant or something. It's pretty rough. As rough as the lovely Alham, not dropping the big 6 months. Thanks very much. What up, Alham? How's it going? If you're lactose or something, this is a rough one. Where did I put the Philly cheesesteak? Right here in A tier. Am I covering it? The po' boy, in drop banh mi, hell no. I could see it going like this, but the banh mi belongs in this. Looking back, the po' boy might jump a little bit. It might need to go up a little bit. Does it make it to the lobster roll? Probably not. I was using the cheesesteak as a barrier here, and I think maybe the reason is that the cheesesteak also needs to go up. The po' boy doesn't belong in S, I don't think. It probably is up here. The cheesesteak probably needs to go up, right? Italian sub should probably go up. Is Euro really S tier or is it personal preference? This list is a bit of both. I consider personal preference, but I've also knocked things down or put things up based on, just thinking about stuff. Time to judge chat by looking at community rankings. Yeah, chat room, if you didn't already, make your community rankings. This is my tier list over here, right? This is where I put everything. Cool. Now let's look at the community tier list. One part about making tier lists is the chat room always says streamer opinion bad, my opinion good. Let's look at the chat room's tier list. Number 1, fried chicken. Number 2, grilled cheese. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go, chat. Let's go. PB&J number 3. Damn, y'all motherfuckers had PB&J high. It's one of my favorite sandwiches, but I couldn't in good faith put it that high. Number 4, bacon, egg, and cheese. All right. So far, chat, in our top 4, we have 2 of the same sandwiches. Italian sub, banh mi, gyro, meatball sub is in S tier? Chat room. Are you guys 5? Are you finger painting? What's going on here? Cheesesteak, pulled pork. Man, pulled pork made it all the way up there. I had the cheesesteak and pulled pork in A. What does chat have? Cubano. I can't believe the Cubano's not. I guess it's top A, right? Turkey club, roast beef, patty melt, a falafel pita is all an A? Po' boy. Where's the Reuben? Yeah, we haven't even seen it yet. Capisci, this one is right here. Bagel with lox, tonkatsu. I guess I'm missing out. Lobster roll, chicken salad, ham and cheese. The French dip, similar. French dip and Monte Cristo, I had like bottom of A, right? Torta in A tier as well. It's a good sandwich. B, BLT, Italian beef, man, you guys had that low. Reuben is in B tier? How do you guys have Reuben in B tier? I don't even know. I haven't had this one. It looks great though. I mean, it's got a giant egg on top of it. Tuna melt. I haven't had this. Egg salad. Jesus. Thanksgiving. Jesus. Veggie and hummus. Bologna isn't, yeah, this is where it should be. Liverwurst and cucumber. I really cannot believe how low you guys have a Reuben. So that seems like the S tier sandwiches that people agreed were bacon, egg, and cheese, grilled cheese, fried chicken, banh mi, gyro. I'm not even going to debate about the sandwich license because it just comes from this list. And whether it's a sandwich or not, I don't know. I'm not going to classify it. You know, it's on the list, so we rated it. Time to refresh the community rank. Does it actually change? Oh yeah, stuff went up. Bagel with lox went up. Meatball sub has gone down, right? It was an S before. Now I'm influencing the community ranks. I'm an influencer, bro. It's my job. Let me get some water.
Listen,